to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I am your host, Eric Tankar. With me is Rachel, otherwise known as Rach. This is another one of our Gamers Health special episodes. We've been doing this pretty much on a weekly basis on Fridays. Part of my experience going through congestive heart failure and giving back to the community that we're a part of. So, Rach, I think that you've been discussing some of the stuff that you want to address or share. Or remember, we are not health professionals. We're not offering advice. Really, we're offering our own experiences and maybe some suggestions or options that you can add into your cooking or activity regimens, right?
Yeah. I think that we were talking earlier about developing a better relationship with food.
Yes.
And maybe not using food as much to soothe, and more so to actually physically nourish. So, yeah, that's kind of something interesting that I've started to notice over the last few weeks since we've started to change our intake and what we intake. So, yeah.
And I think that is important. Now, one of the things that I'm retired. Rachel's still working. She's been working from home. So generally speaking, most days she's, around when I make breakfast and lunch and dinner. And I'm actually making food. Yeah. So.
I emerge.
Yes, she emerged from the other side of the floor. From a closed door because, she's got to work with, patients. But I found that one of the most important secrets that I found when it comes to being able to eat healthy is having a good assortment of spices and herbs. Mm-hmm. Now, oh my God, what's the
Mrs. Dash?
Mrs. Dash.
Flavor God?
Flavor God, that's what I was going to mention now. Flavor God. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that for Flavor God.
That's just its own thing.
It's its own thing. It's like flavorgod.com. Now, it took a month, maybe not a month. Well, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I ordered the stuff pretty much early on in my 2-week hospital stay. And I think it showed up about a week and a half ago.
I don't know. I think maybe a week ago.
Maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
It's got some excellent flavors, and not just cooking flavors. Not just stuff, garlic lovers and garlic and lemon. And
not
everything.
Just savory, but they also have sweet.
Right. They have chocolate donut.
Mm-hmm.
And, what's it?
Buttery cinnamon
roll. The last two are great to put into oatmeal. Now, here's the thing. I'm also a type 2 diabetic. I have to watch my blood sugar. Especially now with my heart issues. So I have to control that. Generally speaking, oatmeal is, when you're going to get the Quaker's instant oatmeal, in the packets that are flavored, probably not a good choice. It's going to be high in sugar, and it's pretty much like eating white bread. You get very little nutritional value out of it. But
you want the steel cut.
You want the steel
Every doctor
cut.
will tell you
right.
Steel cut.
Now, you can get quick cut, steel cut oats. We have it. Nukes in about 2.5, 3 minutes. It is not going to impact your glycemic index. Not going to be such a huge sugar/carb hit at one time. And it's tasty. We've been putting no sugar-added jam.
Yes.
And to flavor it, but we've also been using.
I like the jam.
The Flavor God toppings. I think the chocolate was really nice in it.
Oh, you know what could be nice? Maybe a little cinnamon with that jam.
Or even a little cinnamon with your buttery, your buttery, so long as you had cinnamon in it.
It does.
Yeah, that right there.
Or
there
maybe
you go.
nutmeg or...
Yeah, but the thing is, you can eat healthy.
Yeah, nutmeg, then it would taste like a French toast.
Yeah.
He's like,
I don't put nutmeg in my French toast.
Oh.
Cinnamon, yes. Nutmeg.
Cinnamon, nutmeg. Mm-hmm.
No, not the same, young lady.
Mm.
Now, the secret, though, like I said, is flavors. You don't want to necessarily realize that you're cutting out the salt. You won't miss it if you flavor your food to compensate for it. Now, here's the other thing. If we're just cooking, when I'm cooking, it's just for the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Using our regular gas oven, the stove, I'll use the stovetop for breakfast when I make omelets. But if I'm making other food for us...
Right. We don't generally use the oven. We use the Ninja Foodie.
Yeah, it's a Ninja Foodie. You can look at it and go, oh, it's a toaster oven. Well,
yeah.
It's a bit more than a toaster oven.
It is.
It also
it's
air
so
fries.
much more.
It also air fries and toasts and bakes and broils. It does a very good job. So, we've been enjoying that. But again, the secret is to make stuff flavorful enough that you don't miss the lack of, in the case of breakfast. We used to always put sausage with our omelets. Now, sausage is so high in salt, sodium, I can't do it.
Bacon, forget it.
Well, we do have
a special kind.
Uncured low-sodium bacon, or lower sodium bacon. We're going to try that tomorrow for Rachel's birthday breakfast.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. I've been making omelets for breakfast frequently. Here's my quick recipe. And by the way, there's going to be a website up. It might not be up this weekend, up and running, but we're
working on it.
We're working on it. I've purchased the IP. I just got to get it properly set up, but it's going to be Gamers Health, one word, dot.
Support.
Thank you. Support. I was going... So gamershealth.support. And we will share our recipes, or my recipes, and exercises that you can do, suggestions. Mm-hmm. If you have physical issues, always clear stuff with your doctor first, or a medical professional. And suggestions for spices. But now, like real quick, when I do omelets in the morning, you can take your time making them, or you can go for shortcuts. I'm cooking every morning pretty much. And I used to, when I was just cooking on the weekends, I used to love getting my green peppers and red peppers and orange peppers, and then slice and dice them, and then take some red onions and slice and dice the red onions, and then put them in a pan and fry them up a little bit, and then put in the eggs. All that is fine and dandy. And I say the truth, peppers and onions in your omelet, great flavor pattern going on there. You're really good for your palate. But
and the mushrooms too.
Oh, well, Rachel, I throw in mushrooms too.
Mm-hmm.
Now most supermarkets, including Amazon Fresh, will sell when they have it in stock pre-sliced peppers. And that makes it easier. Now it's already sliced, it's already seeded, and you sort of dice it. But you know what? I'm going to go even cheaper, price-wise, and more convenient. You can get diced peppers and onions, frozen, for like $1.49, $1.79 on Amazon Fresh, which is, during the pandemic world, this is where I'm ordering a lot of my food from.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 4 or 5 bags coming tomorrow because I'm running low. And you just spray your pan down, in my case with coconut oil or Pam, or put a little olive oil in it, let it heat up. throw a handful of onions and peppers in,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else. In Rachel's case, throw in some
Sliced mushrooms.
Let it heat up. In the case of the frozen peppers and onions, you probably want about 3 minutes, maybe 4. You want them to defrost and start to break down just a little bit, not a lot. And if you're using fresh, it's almost, you're only going to let it kiss. Probably less than 2 minutes in that pan before you're going to throw your eggs in. Our omelets are generally 2 eggs, 2 large eggs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't always flip nicely, but it doesn't really matter. Okay? Because we're going for taste. Now, before when I flip the eggs over, I do 2 things. I put in some cheese. For Rach, I've been using Swiss cheese. For myself, I've been using pepper jack, a little bit higher in sodium, but I like the flavor. And a low sodium salsa. The flavor impact is huge, huge. And again, I haven't been missing not having sausage with it. I haven't been missing, which is amazing.
Because the flavors are there.
Yes.
If you wanted something that mimicked meat, maybe a little bit, the mushrooms.
Right.
And that's like not even the meat that we used to. We used to like salty breakfast meats like Irish sausages and all that stuff that, was really bad. But, I don't know. Somehow, to me, mushrooms mimic like a meaty kind of situation. And you don't believe it, though.
Well, I don't believe it because Rachel doesn't like red meat in the first place. Just my take on it, okay, folks? Just my take on it. Now, in addition to the food, there are exercises. Listen, if you're a gamer, and it's going to be I'm going to make a generalization, all right? I make the generalization a lot. It is most likely, not definite, but it's most likely that if you're a gamer, you're carrying around a few extra pounds, and I'm not just talking about the books in your book bag when you go into your game, all right? We tend not to eat well, Fritos, Cheetos, Mountain Dew, beer, Wendy's doubles with cheese, whatever we're carrying around a little extra weight. Okay? Frequently that can lead to problems with your back. With me, like sciatica, lower back pain in my calves. Here's a little thing that I was taught in physical therapy. You can do this anywhere. I suggested this to one of my gaming friends earlier in the week when we were on the phone. And he tried it when we were on the phone, and he was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Simple exercise. It's a tummy tuck. And what you want to do is you really want to isolate your tummy. You can do this sitting down, standing up, while you're driving, while you're at your desk at work, while you're waiting for the bus. You can do this pretty much anywhere. You want to tuck your tummy in, hold it for like a second, let it out. Tuck it in, and again, isolating those muscles and let it out. Do it for 10 times, maybe come back in a couple minutes, do it another 10. Do it throughout the day. Do it enough. You're going to strengthen your stomach muscles, and by doing that, you help support your back. Also, you might, it's not going to make you lose weight, but it may help tone up your tummy and maybe bring it in a little bit.
Well, and also support your back and
they support the and that's it.
The positive reasons, not maybe the cosmetic.
No, but cosmetic helps too.
Yeah.
Listen, these are just small things. I mean, my biggest thing this week is I went to my heart failure specialist, my heart failure doc, cardiologist, and he was happy with my progress, and I've lost about 15 pounds or so since I left the hospital a month ago. And he was like, you can add some normality back to your life. You can go out, twice a month and have a nice steak with mashed potatoes and vegetables and dessert. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, you can have a normal life. I go, what about, maybe a glass of wine? Because now, I also have to watch fluid intake. I can't have too much fluid coming in during the day because I might retain it. And he was like, yeah, you can have wine, glass or two at night, not a problem. Just don't have the full bottle. And I was like, wow. Now, I was historically a beer drinker, but a wine drinker too. And a beer is 12 to 16 ounces. Wine is 5 or 6 ounces. And I can have 2 wines in a case instead of maybe a beer. And you know what? Last 2 nights, I had 1 glass of wine. It lasted me for hours. That's how long. And you can't. By the way, beer can't last you for hours. It gets warm and it tastes like shit. All right, so you gotta drink.
You can always drop another ice cube in the wine or whatever.
Right, or even wine, even my red wine, it doesn't taste bad as it gets warm. I prefer it cold, but it doesn't taste bad.
Oh, right, because red is usually warmer.
Yeah, but just little things like substitutions. The whole thing is you don't want to feel deprived. Once you start feeling deprived, you risk binging on stuff you shouldn't be binging on.
Mm-hmm.
My personal experience. All right, so folks, like I said, the website should be up hopefully before the end of the month, maybe before the end of next week. The possibility for this weekend is minimal, but you never know. Thank you. Thank you for everybody for your support. Thank you for those that have spoken to me online and told me they want to know exactly what it is that we're doing together that's leading to these small successes. They want to know the recipes, the stuff that I'm cooking. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do a lot of this stuff spur of the moment, but I do have recipes that I will write out on the blog. I have one for...
even you can just write what you do,
yes.
And they can mimic that. It's not like...
Right, the stuff isn't...
it's like a chef thing where you have to have this part to that part to make it rise, or, Yeah,
you're not going to be tested on it.
Yeah.
You can make your own spin on it.
We're not making anything that fragile.
No, like I do a bean, usually like a kidney beans, but similar type of beans. Bean, tomato, onion, and fresh mozzarella salad. That is great because with some dressing, you can just leave it in your fridge for 3 or 4 days. The longer it lasts in there, the more it marinates and the better it tastes, honestly. So I can give you that recipe, my pizza recipes, different stuff they've been making that I've been making in the Ninja oven, but you can use a regular oven. Just that for me, the Ninja oven heats up in a minute, and I'm only cooking for 2. And regular oven will probably take 10 minutes. It's what my food takes to cook.
But if you're cooking for a family,
invest in
that preheat in the oven.
But we will get all that together. If you like this podcast, remember you can actually through Anchor subscribe and support. But just get the word out.
Yeah.
Getting the word out is the best way to support the podcast. Whether it's the gaming aspect of the podcast, or whether it's the health aspect on Fridays, if this is popular enough, we may spin it off as its own separate podcast. We'll see. But again, I want to thank everybody for your support. Now remember, we're still in the pandemic as we are recording this, although New York City is going to
Phase 2.
Phase 2.
On Monday.
Which means that restaurants can now open up sidewalk seating, amongst other things. Social distancing, 6 feet. Wear face covering in public. You're protecting others. And yourself, but mostly protecting others. Wash your hands 20 seconds after touching stuff. When you're outside or when you come back inside. Scale gel or soap and water. And use common sense, folks. We want you all to be around a long time. I want to be around a long time. Rach wants to be around a long time. Mm-hmm. So a little common sense doesn't hurt.
Yep.
As always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice. If you can hear the fireworks in the background, July 4th is only, 2 weeks away?
Yes, exactly 2 weeks.
So, no, tomorrow is exactly 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You're right. The day off is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, be safe, folks, all right? God bless. Later.
Very well.